Hey everybody, 3KO Games here, and we have brand new costumes in the costume summon. So let's take a look, everybody. It is the arrival of our third costumes, the Toon costumes, that I want to talk about today. Uh, Pretty exciting. When it comes right down to it, um, I think what's most important about these third costumes is their bonus, because again, these costume bonuses are huge. 30% attack, 30% defense, 55% health bonus, and a 5% mana bonus. So when you look at Vivica, who just disappeared, I mean, that HP stat at 2749 is pretty crazy. Also, these Toon costumes get this passive 25% extra chance to resist status ailments, to resist mana reductions, and resist buff dispels. That's pretty nice. So all of those together um, just make all of these Toon costumes much stronger. Now, looking at the costumes in particular, um, you can have your opinions about the actual artwork and that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's fine. Um, it's an interesting direction to go. Um, Vivica is going to recover a little bit more health than other costumes. Yeah, 50%. And get a 45% defense buff for 4 turns. Um, there's like one little line in all of these that makes it a little bit of a newer, special. Like this one for all holy characters, this status effect, the plus 45% defense, becomes undispellable and lasts 2 turns longer. So that's kind of your extra thing here for this Toon costume. Um, the plus defense is not as strong as the original costume, but you get a little bit more health, and you get um, holy characters lasting a little bit longer. So if you take her on offense, it makes sense. Another featured hero is Sartana, um, and the passive and the huge costume bonus is the same. Now we're dealing 505 damage with 489 poison damage over 3 turns. Extra damage against holy, and I think that is a new line here. 505 is more than the original, not as much as this costume. Um, but the extra damage against holy is kind of the new line here. Oh, and has she had poison damage before? The original had some poison damage too. Yeah. Okay. So we've got Sartana and Vivica. Also, some more that are not featured. And again, small little things that make it interesting, but then the huge bonus and the passive is nice. For Aslar, 305 damage to all. The original was 205, 205, 310 to target nearby for that costume. So that's a big addition. 504 burn damage and extra damage against nature. Okay. Richard, Toon costume. 515 damage to target and minor damage to nearby enemies. The original costume 1. Costume 2. So a slightly bigger hit, although it's an unequal hit. Negative 24% attack for 6 turns, and extra damage against fire. Yeah. Okay, and then we have all these 4-star buffs. So, second costume bonus for your 4 stars is still pretty good. 15% attack, 15% defense, 20% health, 5% mana. Second costume for Tubertus, 295% damage to target and minor damage to nearby enemies. And a max health reduction, 600 over 4 turns. Stronger against targets with boosted health. An additional 150 per turn. Okay. Where are the rest of these 4 stars? The Little John's second costume is still at slow speed, only dealing 185 damage to all. That's, Little John just doesn't hit as hard as you'd like. I mean, with a costume bonus, it'll be a little bit better. And the change here is plus a 33% mana generation for 3 turns. That's nice. Melendor now gives an attack buff, 50% attack up, along with regenerating health. That's pretty nice. And come on, I mean, he's like a hippie wizard, pretty great. Disco hippie wizard. Wukong's second costume, slightly less plus attack, but also slightly less negative accuracy. The original was here, and here's your second costume. So that's kind of nice. Chow, 275% damage to target nearby, and they get negative mana generation rather than just reducing mana. That costume was 275 to the target. This is 275 to target and nearby, which is much stronger. The negative 24% mana generation isn't as strong as some of these other ones, but that's all right. Scarlet gets another costume, 235 damage to target and minor damage to nearby, with a scaling negative attack on enemies. Negative 30%, 31% attack, with a further negative 4% decrease anytime they're hit. Is that? Whew, that was a lot of talking. Yeah, I think that does it for all the new costumes. Tons of new stuff. Why don't we do a couple summons, because we should. Do my sacrifice. Try to get through some of these 1 stars. There we go. There. Looks a little bit better. Also have 1 Covenant summon still hanging out. So maybe this is the one. Or not. Okay. Now back to our costumes. Got a few pulls here. Let's see what happens. Ganju. Nothing good happens when you get Ganju. As much as people talk about Dawa, I'm like, hey, there's Dawa. Something's good. Something good's gonna happen. I feel like the opposite is true for Ganju. Oh, hey, new Wukong costume. Interesting. Um, I still use Wukong with my yellow Titan team, so that costume bonus will be kind of nice. And Hu Tao, I don't know that I had his costume before. Great. Gormek, have those. And a couple more here. Carol, not where I wanted. Hawkmoon, not what I wanted. And the last one, I haven't done the actual event, so I'll try a couple pulls later. But the last one for now is Gray Maid. All right, a new 4-star costume. I guess that's fine. I hope you all have better luck if you do some pulls, and I thank you for checking out the channel, and we'll see you next time.